All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Just want to turn the music down. Dad, how's it going? It's been like 6 years. I mean, it's been like 2.5, but so much has happened. Tell me about it. What's up, bud? Welcome back. Yes, so much has happened. It is true. Lots has happened. Lots and lots have happened. Well, we moved. That happened. And we're living on a homestead. That happened. And I started sewing about a year ago. That happened. Speaking of sewing, tonight we are going to... I'm going to go ahead and set this off to the side over here. We're going to be sewing PALS webbing and starting plate bags for my brother and both my brother-in-laws. I haven't seen you in like 6 years. It's been less than 6 years, right? I mean, so I went live in December, and I think that was 2.5 years since I had been live. So it couldn't have been 6 years, but I'm sure it's been a while. What's good with you, man? How are you? What's new with you? So, real quick, this is what I've got going on. I have got a 1/2-inch binder attached to my sewing machine so that I can basically make 1-inch webbing. And I've got like 60 inches times 2, because I've got a whole nother thing of it right here. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to sew our own webbing. The reason I'm doing this is because I can color match webbing for things like plate bags, which is basically what we're going to be building tonight. Is going to be this wonderful plate bag that's part of the Sol rig. The Alpha Mike plate bag. And so essentially what we're doing there is that this webbing is actually, I did use my own PALS webbing that I made. What's up, Chrono? How are you, bud? It has been a while. And it's been a while since I've been live. Besides for December. I mean, if you don't count that, it's been a while. Kind of lost my account logins for a while there. It was back in the Warframe days. Really? Hey, graduated college. Very nice. What did you major in? Chrono, what's new, bud? How are you? So anyway, PALS webbing, right? Essentially what we'll end up with a 1-inch strip that I can then put PALS on. You can attach pouches or morale patches or whatever, but I've already pre-sewn some of this PALS webbing with some of this loop Velcro. And so that's what we're making tonight, is all of that stuff. So essentially, I'm gonna go ahead and start throwing stitches because I got a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it in. So we'll go ahead and get it started here. I'm not gonna measure anything right now. Hopefully this is not too loud. Well, that's pretty loud, isn't it? Yikes. I think what I might do, I might have to turn the gate up on my microphone. I'm an ER nurse. You know what? I think you talked about that, and it's been more recent than 6 years. I think I remember you mentioning something about going to school to be a nurse. In fact, I'm almost certain, unless maybe it was in Discord. Was it in Discord? Did we hop in a Discord chat? And that was where... Was that where we talked about it? Maybe? So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm pulling this taut. You can't really see it on the camera, but essentially what this is doing is this is a hem, a 1/2-inch hem. And so I'm taking a 2-inch piece of Cordura that I cut at 2 inches and 1/2-inch hemming it into the center. And when it's really going to matter is when I fold the other side over. I need to ensure that it stays at 1 inch. Mainly because I'm going to back this. Essentially, I'm going to back this with, might have been a Discord. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to back this with essentially this 1-inch gross grain is what I'm going to back that with. And so I'm going to throw that on here after I get these hems done. And so now, would it be far less labor intensive to just use color webbing like this right here? Yes, absolutely. I don't have a lot of this on hand. I've got a crap load of Cordura on hand, and so I'm taking another this is not my idea, but I learned it on YouTube, and so essentially I'm stealing it. Ooh, I don't know if I have follow age. I don't know if I have that. Hang on. I don't know if the bot has got. Let me double check. I don't know if the bot's got the stuff. Hang on. Let me check the bot here real quick. Where's me bot? Dashboard. I've already got that plugin. Thank you very much. Remind me later. Streaming tool. Nope, that's overlay. Chatbot. Chat commands. Default commands. Custom commands? Wait. I'm starting to think. Yeah, that wasn't the right channel, was it? Chat commands. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. There you go. Follow age. Boom. Enabled. And I bet you it's going to be like 6 years. I bet you it's going to be like 6 years. All right. Let me get this rolling. That should be enabled now, so you should be good to go on that. So essentially, I'm gonna get this started again. I use a nice, just teeny old. Something went wrong when checking follow age. I wonder why. I mean, you got notified that I was live, so I have to imagine. And we're gonna walk this. Just actually, I'm gonna go needle up here. I'm gonna get this underneath the needle squared off. Underneath the presser foot, I should say. Square that off. This edge is likely not going to get used in anything anyway. I'll go ahead and get this started here. Beautiful. All right, very good. Yo, BC, my man, dude, it is so good to hear from you. What up, brother? It's been too long. I agree, it's been too long. We're here. We're live. We're doing different things. We are no longer gaming, but instead we're standing up a tactical goods company dedicated to serving the Lord and serving my people. And right now that looks like family and friends. Because I officially launched, which I probably should make a command for that. I probably should make a command for that. By the way, how is sound sounding right now? Are we good? Can you guys hear me talking while I'm sewing? Because the sewing machine's probably pretty loud. I should probably set up a command for my website store, huh? What's new with you, brother? How has the health been? Because I know the last time we hung out about 2.5 years ago, that was, I know that was a struggle. I hope that the back and everything is starting to come along. Hopefully that is not still a source of issues. Yo, what's up, Jay Sweat? What up, brother? How are you doing? Welcome back, buddy. Welcome to the not dad cave. Welcome to the place where we now the what did I call it? The sew shop or the she shed, the sew shed, the sew shed. That's not a shed at all. It's just my office. What's good with you, Jay Sweat? What's new? What you been up to? BC, fill me in. I had a new machine put in my back since the last one went bad. Holy crap. Hopefully this new machine is treating you right. All right, we're getting right down to the end here. I'm gonna take my handy dandy little screwdriver here and I'm gonna pin that fabric as best I can. Like I said, the end of this kind of just gets done how it gets done. It's gonna likely get caught off and not used anyway. So we'll go ahead and lift that up. Make that cut, and now I've got a fair bit of webbing halfway done. Maybe a little less than halfway done because I still have to throw the edge tape on it. But now we take the other side, and we got a little thing in the middle there, but we take the other side now and we're gonna run it through the other side. And what I like to do, because my confidence isn't quite there yet in terms of, I kind of know what an inch looks like. So I kind of have an idea of where I need to be. This should be about half. But you never really know. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop that presser foot. We're gonna get a needle strike in here. Pop like that. An inch, he says. Listen here, Zane. You listen here, Zane. Subscribed at tier 3 for 33 months. Has it really been a whole month? It's been a month since I streamed last, hasn't it? Holy crap. Zane, welcome back at tier 3 for 33 months, you absolute legend. Oh my gosh. I gotta be honest with y'all. Not that I'm not ever, I'm always honest with you guys anyway. Wait, why is it? No, don't pause me. Don't you dare pause me. It blows my mind. It blows my mind that y'all come back still and show all the love that you guys do. Hang on a second, I gotta see something. Uh-oh, looks like my YouTube died. Why did my YouTube die? Am I still live? I'm still live on Twitch, right? Oh no, it didn't die. Keyframe. My stream health is poor on YouTube. That's odd. So I wonder if the multi-streaming Looks like the multi-streaming through OBS is eh. Keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being sent often enough, which can cause buffering. I wonder... I don't know how to fix that. Honestly. It's very strange. Huh. I'll have to look at that later. Whatever. It's fine. Graduated college, got the career going, saving to build a new house. Very nice. Building is fun. Okay, I'm not... whatever. That's fine. We're good. Hey, you are live, sir. I am Big Mama. Hello, welcome. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Happy belated birthday, by the way. I'm sorry that I missed it, but I did put it in my phone on my calendar now. So I will not forget that again. Because, you know, my people. I gotta wish my people happy birthday. All right, let's take a look. So I always have my ruler handy because let's be real, I gotta know where the inch is, and I am absolutely dead nuts. 1 inch. That webbing is 1 inch. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. So we're just gonna keep running it. Just gonna keep running it. That's how we roll. This is how we roll, y'all. I'm still gonna do spot checks because I'm still not quite that confident. But honestly, this attachment I think saves a lot of time. What doesn't save a lot of time is me talking to you guys and not sewing, but I love it. So it's fine. Because I can't focus. I'm not very good at doing the focus thing. Dude, spot on, 1 inch. Absolutely perfect. So yeah, we're gonna... What was that? That was weird. Huh. That was kind of bizarre, but whatever. It's fine. Totally fine. Yeah, y'all, y'all need to give Big Mama that birthday love. Come on now. Go, I need you guys to go throw some T3 subs her way. Okay? Go to... I don't know if I still have a shout-out command, but if I do, I think Big Mama can run it, or Zane can run it, either one. Yeah, go throw some T3 love her way. Because that's what we do here on Twitch, right? Throw T3s around. At least Zane does, I know that. All the tier 3s. Zane, I love you, bro. Grace! Hi, Grace. Hello. Welcome to the Sew Shed. Hello. All the congratulations. I know I've wished you congratulations, either via text or on Twitter, one of the two. I know it's not called Twitter anymore. How am I not going to call it Twitter anymore? Come on, let's be real. Like, why would you go and rename that anyway? I don't get it. What is up with X? Who cares? Like, it's Twitter. The bird. It's Twitter, right? Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page here. It's Twitter. Zane is a legend. If Zane were still streaming, I'd shout him out. I'm pretty sure you're not streaming anymore, right? Well, let's put it this way. If you are, shout yourself out then. Because mods can do whatever they want. Right? Do I even have a shout out command anymore? Okay, that's what I thought. He's just a legend with Warframe. Do I still have a shout out command? I don't know if I do. I don't think I have it enabled. I should, you know what? Let me double check something real. Custom commands. Oh. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's like riding a bike, right? It's like riding a bike, right? Totally. Bam. I got you. I got you. What is this keyframe crap? Listen, YouTube, I'm gonna need you to get your act together. When I left in December, you were working. What is your problem? You know what else I need to do? I need to add a new command. Actually, do I have a store command? I probably got a store command somewhere, right? Holy crap, guys. Shop. I can repurpose that command, right? I think that one's on the timer. Want to pick up some of the sweet gear you see made here on the channel? You can. Go to https://ricktacticalgear.com. I haven't lost it, have I? Have I lost it? I've lost it. I've definitely lost it. 100% lost it. Oop, I forgot to enable it. Ha! Still a moron. That hasn't changed at all. Still an idiot. Glad to see it. All right, here we go. Bam. Look at that. No, bullcrap. I changed you. That's not the right command, guys. That doesn't even exist. Yo, what's up, 7? Bro! What's good, my guy? Long time no see. Oh, it didn't save. Dude, come on now. Okay. Want to pick up some of the sweet gear you see made on the channel? Let's try this again. Look no further than https://ricktacticalgear.com for all of your tactical gear needs, except we don't make belts and zipper pouches and like basically anything outside of the Sol ecosystem, so it's fine. Everything's fine, guys. It's totally fine. We believe in you, Dad. You can do this. You can do this. I remember that. Oh, Rip Mixer, you still have it? Ah! He still got it, dude. That's amazing. Hey, look at that. All right, sweet. Look at, I'm making commands and sewing tactical gear. Who'd have thought? Let me tell you. Who'd have thought? All right, let's get back into it, shall we? Maybe I'll switch over to so you guys can actually. Okay, listen. I need you to work here. All right. I need you to work for me, not against me. Let's just double check our 1-inch spacing. Oh, I got a little thin there. I'm off by like a 32nd of an inch, which in the grand scheme of things isn't going to change whether or not you can attach a molly pouch to it or not, but you know, I'm a perfectionist sometimes. It's fine. Everything's fine. That 1/32 of an inch, not gonna matter. Especially for what I'm gonna use it for. Especially for what I'm gonna use it for, which is this, by the way. Which is that. For those of you wondering what I'm making right now, we are prepping. There we go. We are prepping PALS webbing. That's what this is. PALS webbing. We're gonna throw some Velcro, some hook and loop. Oh, ASMR's a thing. That's probably annoying, actually. Anyway, so PALS webbing. is what we're making, which will get a Velcro treatment in some cases, and in other cases it'll get a hook Velcro treatment. But either way, it's going to attach to a saw rig and hold a body armor plate right about there. Maybe right about there. I'll put it on and show you guys later. Or maybe I'll put it on and show you now. Warframe costume? No. That being said, I could probably do that now. I think I've sewed enough. I could probably do that now. Honestly. Let's take a gander. Hold, please. We're gonna take the hat off. Sorry for the hair being a mess. Disaster. Absolute disaster. Unfortunately, I took the plate out. This is opportunity time. This is opportunity time. I'm gonna take this plate. I'm gonna show you how it works. I don't know. Someone at that man in Discord and tell him to get his butt in here. You know it. Flashing is. Listen. Sometimes you gotta just. It's fine. So, plate bag rig, it brings in the views? I hope so. We'll find out, won't we? So, this is my Saul chest rig, right? Full cummerbund and Velcro chest rig. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my old plate bag. Right, we got 4 megs across here. I'm gonna take my old plate bag and we're gonna rip that off. All right. So this is a plate bag without the plates in it. Without the plates in it, right? We're gonna take our pontoons off so that we can put them on the new plate bag. We're gonna take that plate bag, we're gonna go like that with it, because it doesn't have a plate in it, so it doesn't do any good. You don't got body armor in it. How are you gonna stop bullets without body armor? Okay, cool. Now that we've established that, what I'd like to do is, so this is the Saul rig placard. Can go on a regular plate carrier too, if you wanted to. I've got a little dangler pouch that I made. This is just for me. I don't sell these yet. We're gonna see. So when are we gonna see some beanies? You want me to make beanies, Solito? Like, what kind of beanies are you talking about here? Like, just a warm winter hat? I'm gonna need it with the weather that's coming. Don't want to talk about that. These are my padded wings, expander wings, that I really should, like, can I do this? This'll work, right? I'll move this out for a minute so you guys can see what I'm doing, right? Because let's see what I'm doing. So I'm basically setting up my placard. This is called a placard for those of you who aren't familiar with the terminology. I've got a standard 4 mag 5.56 placard. Yes, these are 5.56 mags. Yes, they have bullets in them. Yes, I do train in this and wear it around quite frequently, honestly. So this is a 5.56 placard, 4 mag standard, with a medical pouch. This has got all the standard blowout IFAK stuff with chest seals and burn dressings, combat gauze with quick clot, and then all the things. Anyway, all that to say, I'm gonna go ahead and put my expander wings on here in about the right spots. I don't have any mags in those yet, but I do run six mags as my load. And then the way that this works is I've got this set up the way I want it to, and you'll notice I've got some nice Velcro here, right? Go ahead and set that where I want it. Plop like that, right? Now I've got my wings, and now I've got my placard on my plate bag. The final step here is to take my straps. This was V3. I decided to do removable straps as an experiment, and I think it's going to work a treat. And essentially what you do is you wrap it around there and attach it to... Yo, what's up, Keko? Hello. How are you? Long time no see. It's been a while. And it's been a while. But essentially, I wrap this around, right? And that captures this buckle and strap right there, right? Same thing on the other side. Go ahead and it's not very bright here, is it? Let's throw the brightness up a little bit. It's gonna shine my face out, but that's okay. No one wants to see that anyway. Again, capturing the straps there, throwing that behind the and attaching it to the Velcro back here where the pontoons go, right? So now I've got my body armor attached to my chest rig placard. Let's go ahead, and these are called pontoons. I don't know why, pads, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's foam in there. This is a V1 of this pad, and essentially it just gives me some space when it's actually on my chest so that it breathes a little bit better, because this gets hot and heavy. Hot and heavy. When you wear it for an extended period of time. Just trying to stay warm with this snowy weather. Ain't that the truth? We're about to get it. You sent it our way, and now it's coming to South Carolina, and I don't want it. We're supposed to get 2 to 4 inches tomorrow. We're just staying put. So now I've got my body armor attached to my chest rig and ready to go. We'll go ahead and take our rear plate and our placard. I've got this is V3. This is V3 of our of my shoulder pads, which are clutch when you are wearing heavy gear. We take the strap, and actually I did that wrong. I'm gonna take that, we're gonna attach it, and then rerun that strap back there, because it's easier that way. Attach our H-harness strap to our placard. Wrap that around back there. I can feel it Velcro in, and put that pad back. And now I've got my plate carrier ready to rock and roll. So we'll go ahead and throw that on like this. Right? Throw that on. Got my body armor. I've got my cummerbund. We'll go ahead and tuck that in there. I've got my binos or snacks or whatever I might want to rock and roll. Mags, pistol mags, and whatever. And now I'm kitted and ready to rock. 4 mags in front. Grab a couple more. We'll stick those in the side pouches here. And go ahead and tuck those. Threw that cummerbund in a little tight, but that's all right. Same thing over here. We'll go ahead and throw these in, get them set. And there we are. So, front bag, rear bag. I do have comms routing set up. So I've got a full tactical antenna back there with the radio, just a Baofeng UV 5G mounted here. So we've got a full comm setup. What I call a full comm setup for a civilian, because we aren't running the 152s and the big old tall boys and all that, although I do have some friends that have those. We're generally running civilian radios. We're not running full military stuff. If I had to throw poundage on that, what did you say all the weights put together? These plates are 4.5 pounds. The plates that I will eventually be running are 7.5 pounds a piece. So 15 pounds for the body armor. I think I weighed this rig in at 21 with all the mags. Let me double check. I was chatting with some buddies. I don't know how far back that was though. I had weighed it at one point and I want to say it was like 21 pounds. Hold please. Almost there. £9. Yeah, I think it was 20. I think it was 21 pounds. No, that was weighed with full mags. So that was weighed with full mags, and I think I don't remember if I weighed it with 6 or if I weighed it with 10. Because I've got this handy dandy expander that if I really absolutely thought like, man, this is it, we're going into a fight, if I had to. Now I've got 10. Now I've got 10 mags ready to rock if I had to. I think I put this this one I would adjust a little bit, but yeah, I can run 10 full mags. Plus, if I had a belt, I could run that as well. I could run this to add an 11th mag, or possibly even a 12th if I decided to. I actually took my holster. I have a holster for this that I would run possibly in addition, right? So I could run an additional 2 mags, drop pouch, whatever is how I'd set that up. But so that's the full get out, and I haven't used. I've got extra spacers in here. I've got extra basically pouches that I can hold stuff in. I've got this one, so I've got binos in that pouch, which is maybe hit or miss remove. And then I've got rangefinder. I've got a rangefinder tucked in there, comms tucked in there, and I've routed I'm running a cheap Redivis little push to talk right here, which, man, I don't have anything better right now. It's a work in progress, always is. But I've got everything routed, and then I've got that routed back there too. 30 round mags, standard. So I can run 300 rounds on the chest, plus body armor, plus front and back plates. I do not have a way to mount side plates. That is the one of the few drawbacks to this setup, is that I do not have a way to run side plates as of right now. I don't have any intent on figuring out how to run them as of right now. We'll see. So anyway, that's the full rig. 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 ready to rock and roll. Let's get back to some pals, shall we? And the beautiful thing is now I'm prepared to fight if I have to. And that was really the ethos behind, designing this, was I wanted to be able to have something that I could go from, I just realized I should move that back over. I wanted to have something that I could go from low profile, no one knows you're even wearing it, to full on kitted out, ready to rock and roll for the end of the world. Because let's be real, if I'm running around in this, we got problems, y'all. Like big ones. Like super big problems. If it's come down to me going completely overt and not caring who sees me, we got problems. As a country, we got problems. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and snip this, and I'm gonna separate this for the time being. And now that is ready to, dude, it's been sketchy more than a couple times. I mean, look what's happening in LA right now. Just so y'all can see the work. That is 1 inch, spot on. So this is ready for binding tape. We'll go ahead and toss that off to the side. I'm gonna pick up what fell at my feet and we're gonna rerun that. Heck yeah, it's been a year for me. I've been designing this more or less for the past year. I've been looking at a lot of stuff that people build currently. Obviously this has taken a lot of inspiration from things like the T-Rex Arms Ready Rig, the Spiritus Systems stuff, the concept of a removable plate bag attached to a chest carrier. The only other company that I saw doing anything that even remotely looks like this is Tracer Tactical, but they have a different approach to the way that they are building their stuff. Still have a removable plate bag and whatnot, but they're geared for the military industrial complex, or at least that's what it appears to me from their website. Dude, 1 inch, spot on, dude. Spot on. Beautiful. You know, it's kind of funny though. So if you were to look at me a year ago, and I'm saying this a year ago, like it hasn't even been a year that I've been sewing. If you would have looked at me a year ago and you said, hey bro, you're going to be sewing tactical gear and you're going to stand up a tactical gear company and you're going to love sewing, I would have said, you're crazy. What do you mean I'm going to love sewing? What? Who does that? What guy in their right mind decides, yes, yeah, I'm going to go get a sewing machine. Start making gear. I don't need this because I've got 10 mags on my chest. Who does that? Not me. I would have said you're nuts. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the 4-pack. Actually, I'm gonna just drop the whole kit because I don't have to wear it right now. Although it might be good advertising. What do you guys think? Keep the kit on? Should I roll like Dr. Disrespect? Or is that a name we're not allowed to say anymore? Should I keep it on? Or take it off. Take it all off? Not all of it. That's not allowed on here. Keep it. It'll be your thing now. Always stream in gear. Maybe. I could. I mean, honestly, I do just about everything else in gear. Honestly, like, I will split wood, do chores, brush hog, mow the lawn, mill wood, build stuff. I'll do it all in gear. Just because I kind of look at it this way, and I responded as much on Reddit. You know, I'm still like spot on, 1 inch, beautiful. I responded as much on Reddit. I figure, by my calculations of having never been in a situation like this, I figure that if we ever get to a point where it is absolutely and truly it's all going to hell in a handbasket, SHTF, full, like, rule of law is gone, the government's collapsed, the economy's collapsed, it's survival of the fittest. If we ever truly get to that point, it's gonna suck. And I pray honestly that God spares us the judgment that I think is coming as a country. Because let's be real, America's moral standard has fallen a lot. If we're headed that direction and all of that stuff comes to pass, you're not going to want to be walking around out in the open. You're not going to want to be walking around out in the open without gear. You know, I think I'm still rolling pretty good, and I'm just gonna whip through this. Before the fit hits the shan, listen, man, you want to buy some gear, I'll make it for you. Dude, I am spot on at 1 inch right now. If you want some gear, I set up shop. I am open for business. Exclamation point shop if y'all want gear. Exclamation point shop if y'all want gear. Because Rick Tactical Gear is open for business. Go ahead and throw those up there. So I put some magnets on my machine to be able to hold some of this stuff. So finished up my 1 inch PALS here. We'll go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Get the extra stuffs off of this webbing. Yo, what's up, Elf? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Welcome back to not the dad cave, because it's not the dad cave anymore. It's the what did Shock call it? I think Shock called it the she shed. Welcome to the she shed, because I'm sewing. It's just my office. It's not a she shed or a sew shed for that matter, but the sew shed it has a nice ring to it. Just putting it out there. Right? I think so. Where did I put my screwdriver now? How's the volume on everything? The Sew Shack. No, not the Sow Shack. Sew, S-E-W, Sew Shack. Music should be good. I think I got a 30 decibel difference between that. Very cool. All right. Where did I put my screwdriver? It slid in behind there. Look at that. Sneaky. These things are sneaky, let me tell you. So we're going to go ahead and take our binding attachment, the sew shack. Take our binding attachment off. Go ahead and put that there for the moment. All right, now we're ready to, and this is why I have a roll of binding just on a hook down here, because there's enough PALS webbing being made to warrant having a roll of it down there. And so essentially what I do is now I'm gonna run this webbing blind, by the way, which kind of sucks, but I want to make sure that when I run this webbing, I don't want to run more lines. I want the lines to line up, right? So I'm going to run a line, and you can't. I want to run a stitch essentially on top of this stitch that's already there, so that it looks like just a single line of stitching, right? You won't really be able to tell when I get done that there's multiple lines of stitching, but I'm putting this binding behind here, to add a little bit of thickness to the webbing, especially if you're going to be supporting actual gear on it. You want it to be there. The other reason is I'm practicing this because there are certain scenarios where they don't make nice webbing in the color pattern that you want. So this is M81 Woodland, right? So this PALS webbing right here, getting M81 Woodland, you can get it, right? But it doesn't look as good, and this is gonna fade significantly quicker than the Cordura will, right? So I actually use my own PALS webbing as the strapping, right? As the strapping for some of my stuff, because I want this to fade at the same rate that the Cordura behind it is going to fade at, right? So if this is going to fade, this is going to fade the same way. This is going to fade much quicker because it's printed webbing versus what I make. Now, it's obviously more labor intensive. It costs me a lot more to make this than it does, than it would be to just use printed webbing. But it also makes a much higher quality product. And again, I've learned a lot from, there's another company that does tactical gear, and they do YouTube videos, and they show you how to build some of this tactical gear stuff. And so I've learned a lot from that person. And so some of the things that I do are a direct result of what they taught me, essentially, on YouTube. So let's go ahead and get this fired up. And I'm gonna, let's go ahead and switch over. I'm gonna provide a little tension on here, right? The nice thing about having a synchronizer on your machine is that I always end with the needle down. And so I can always kind of provide tension on this. But essentially I'm running this same stitch line, and I'm holding the binding and the webbing together, even tension, while still aligning it. And then I run it 3 to 4 inches at a time, right? So I can always make sure that my binding and my webbing are running together. And that's the kind of the reasoning behind why I make my own 1-inch webbing. Is because they basically, the person that I've been learning from on YouTube basically was like, PALS webbing is going to make a significantly nicer product if you make it yourself and color match your webbing to the Cordura you're already running, right? Now I know a lot of y'all are like, man, this is boring. So, but I'm almost done here with the PALS, and then we're gonna get to the fun part. And then we're gonna get to the plate bag, which at least in my opinion is the fun part. Now I'm gonna go ahead and leave that. Might be a really, but how do you just start to sew? I literally just watched YouTube and I bought $100 machine. This is not $100 machine. But I bought a $100 sewing machine and I pushed it to its absolute limits. I found out what I can and can't do on that machine. I actually still have that machine, and I'm teaching my kiddos how to sew on that machine. So instead of starting over and cutting this, I grabbed my other piece here, and I'm just gonna run it right along with this, so that I can not have to restart. So we'll get that lined up, get a stitch or two in there. All right, I got that. Now I can pull my tension again, and away we go. You just feed it through there. Is there a certain thing you do to start the line? Oh, I've got a foot pedal. There's a foot pedal that runs this. So essentially, I'm putting a foot pedal down. You can maybe hear it. Hear that clunking? I'm letting it go intentionally hard so that hopefully you can hear the clunking. But essentially, I'm running this with a foot pedal. Most standard machines use foot pedals to control. You can control speed with them too. You know what I just realized? I don't know that I have a filter on for. What do I do? Okay, cool. But yeah, it's a foot pedal control. Get her back lined up. The nice thing about this machine is I can throw a whole heck of a lot of stitches in a very short period of time. Beauty of a walking foot industrial machine. Well, triple feed industrial. This is a triple feed. There are dual feed industrial machines where you have a top foot and a bottom foot that feed the material through. This also is a needle feed. You'll see that when it goes up and then down, you'll see that the needle bar comes forward, pins the material, and then drags it back. Needle bar comes up, pins the material, drags it back, right? And then the walking foot, the foot and there's actually a bottom foot under here too, that pinch the fabric and push it back, and then the needle comes forward and pins, and then that's why it's called a walking foot machine. You'll see, I'll go slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can actually slow this down with the motor enough to be able to do single stitches like that, right? So you can kind of see how the foot walks with, and then alternates with the needle. So the needle will push back, the foot will push back, the needle will push back, the foot will push back, right? That really, when you're doing very, very thick assemblies, is clutch. And much needed. I found out that my home sewing machine that I had, it's not, once you get the hang of it, it takes some time to learn, like anything. But once you get the hang of it, and every machine is different, right? Like my home sewing machine was not like this. I could not do thick assemblies with my home sewing machine. This can punch through just about anything. If I were to put my finger under that needle, it would go through it, bone and all. So it's one of those things that, like, if you ever decided to get into sewing, start on a home sewing machine and learn before you go hopping on an industrial machine and decide to put the needle through your finger, because it'll punch through metal. It'll punch through metal zipper pulls and zippers. You can shatter needles too. That is a thing, which is why I really should be wearing my glasses. I usually wear glasses when I'm sewing for that reason. I'm gonna move that. All right. Now I'm gonna cut this webbing off because I've got the right length. And that takes my threads as well. And we're most of the way through the PALS webbing. This is a unit. This is a yo, what's up, BC? How you doing, buddy? This is a big machine. This is a very big machine. This is a Juki 1541 compound feed machine. I bought it used because this machine brand new is something like $2 grand just for the machine, just for the head. What am I hearing here? I think I was just hearing my foot pedal reverb in the microphone. Weird, but okay. Now that I'm on to the last part here, as long as I'm holding tension down here. So I am using Tech 70. Yo, what's up, Red? How you doing, bud? I'm using Tech 70 thread. Tex 70 thread. It's a mil spec. It's a mil spec thread. It does not take regular size rolls. Oops, I just lost my camera. Here, let me reposition this here real quick. It takes thread rolls like that. So I've got a thread stand set up over here that holds dual thread rolls because I can actually wind bobbins at the same time as sewing. And so essentially I've got a thread stand that manages all of my threading. And then it runs up and does all the things. So let's see here. All right, we're getting close. I'm gonna put my glasses on just in case. So it takes fishing line. Wow. I mean, it's pretty thick thread, and there's a reason, because this is like life-saving equipment, right? This is what I'm building. This is life-saving equipment. I need to make sure that it's built to last. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna finish running this line. I'm gonna run right onto the second one. Sorry, y'all, I'm gonna go focus face for a minute while I run this. There we go, 120 inches of PALS webbing. We'll go ahead and clean this up. We'll cut our space out of there. Go ahead and trim this up a little bit. And the reality is I'll probably cut the ends off of this. Trim this up. And essentially what you got here. Oop, I think I'm out of bobbin. No way. Did that run perfect? Huh. That never happens. That bobbin literally ran out. The bottom thread ran out just as I finished this. So for reference, this is what we're looking at, right? Let me turn that up a little bit so you can see it. This is what I was referring to when I said you can't tell that I ran 2 lines of stitching on this webbing. See that? You can't tell unless you look really closely. You can't tell that I ran 2 lines of stitching on that webbing, right? And that was really, it's a quality thing, right? And I've got the gross grain. This is called binding or gross grain. The one thing that I haven't quite figured out, now there's a little bit of a drawback to this. Depending on where you mount this stuff, there's a little bit of a separation here. I have not quite figured out how to get it close enough to the edge that I'm not off of the webbing, but not getting that split. There's a work in progress. Still learning myself. I have a lot to learn yet. But now I've got 120 inches of PALS webbing ready to rock and roll. And I need to go cut a 20-inch piece right now. Because this plate bag, yo, what's up, Midnight? Welcome to the Sew Shop. Welcome to Rick Tactical. Good to see ya. This is what a plate bag starts out as, right here. It is a set of cuts and fabric. I just realized I was out of focus that whole time, wasn't I? Oh no, I was focused in on the, so as y'all can see, this is a plate bag. Actually, this is 2 plate bags. This is a front and rear plate bag, is what this is. This is what it looks like. This is what it starts out as. That's what a front and rear plate bag starts out as. So, I'm gonna take this over to my cutting station real quick. I am gonna cut me a 20-inch piece, and then I am going to affix. Did I put the other one in there too? I did. So I've got 2 sets of plate bags that I need to make for my 2 brothers. And so I'm gonna go cut a 20-inch piece of webbing. I'm gonna be right back. Y'all don't go anywhere, you're beautiful. I appreciate y'all hanging out. And give me a second to go cut this 20-inch piece. All right, beautiful. So I got my 20-inch piece. For Christmas, I actually got one of these. It's a rotary cutter, and man is it sharp, and man is it beautiful. it makes cutting this stuff up so much easier, so significantly easier. This is actually Big Mama Steph gave me this music. So essentially, let me double check here real quick. One of these, had, one of these needed a 20-inch and one of them didn't. I think it was this one. Yep, it was that one. All right. Now for the fun part. We're gonna build this right here. Midnight, how are you? Welcome to the channel, bud. What's good tonight? What brings you to the sew shop? So we're gonna go ahead and pull that out. I'm gonna start with the front plate bag. This is the front plate bag before it's assembled. So essentially, what I've got is I've got a spreadsheet. I've got a spreadsheet that has a cut list of all of the pieces of fabric and whatnot that I need to cut in order to assemble these plate bags. And so this is what a rear plate bag looks like. This is what a rear plate bag looks like before you throw it together. I seen you on YouTube, then switched over to Twitch. Heck yeah, welcome on in, bud. It's good to see you. You prefer Twitch over YouTube? I'm actually thinking about starting to stream on Twitter as well. I gotta see if I don't know that the multi-stream works with Twitter yet, but I'd be very interested in streaming on there as well. But yeah, welcome on in. It's good to have you. It looks like YouTube straightened out. I was having some issues over there with I don't know what was going on with that, but I was having some issues with that. But anyway, welcome on in. Good to have you. So we're gonna start plate bag assembly here. And essentially, I like YouTube a little better. Too many bimbos on Twitch. You're not wrong. Johnny! Yo, what's up, dude? Johnny the Tech. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Oh, did that get deleted? Dude, I totally, that's funny. My bad, Midnight. I was able to read that. Apparently no one else in the chat was able to read that. Anyway, I guess we got to be politically correct or something. You know what I need? I need to get the super zoom face again. I don't have a scene with the super zoom face. I feel like based on what I'm building here and my hat, you could probably take a guess on what side of the fence I fall on, but listen, it is what it is. As I've been learning, what I did learn is that you start assembling. Take parts, make fewer parts with it is essentially the going rate. And so that's what we're gonna do. Is we are gonna start making fewer parts. So essentially, what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna center. This is a 20-inch piece of PALS webbing. 10 is going to be my edge for where I mount. 10 is going to be the halfway point. This is a 6.5-inch piece of Velcro. So 3 1/4 back from that is 6 3/4 on my ruler. And so I'm going to mark the edge to give myself an edge, and essentially I'm going to sew that on Because as you can see on the plate bag where the straps actually are, I don't know actually if you can see that or not, but on the plate bag where that 20-inch strap comes across, there's actually Velcro that's been sewn on to that piece of PALS. And so that's where I'm gonna start. We're gonna start by we're gonna throw this on and throw this in place. Well, Midnight, it's good to have you. Interested in sewing? Oh, I don't have a bobbin. We got to swap that out. So I got to reach underneath the table, grab my bobbin shuttle, and I have got an empty bobbin. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that on there because that was. Hold please. I have black bobbins. I have 3 black bobbins. And I still have 3 black bobbins. Good. I wanted to make sure that wasn't wearing oddly. I wanted to make sure that the black wasn't wearing off of the bobbin because that would indicate an issue, a potential issue with my machine. And that I wouldn't be happy about. So I wanted to make sure I still had 3 black bobbins and that I wasn't wearing a bobbin incorrectly, we'll say. So throwing the bobbin in the shuttle, we'll go ahead and throw that back underneath the machine. Not really into sewing, but I like tactical and pew pew related stuff. Heck yeah, Midnight, welcome on in. You're in good company then, because I also like the pew pew stuff, obviously. That's why I started making this tactical gear myself, because I found that a lot of the gear on the market didn't necessarily do everything that I wanted it to do. And a lot of that gear is geared toward military use. And that's not who I build gear for. I build gear for civilians. I build gear for Americans. I will build gear for non-Americans too. If you're an international customer of mine or want to be an international customer of mine, I am willing to build you stuff. But I am a firm, staunch believer in the Second Amendment and our duty as citizens, to uphold the Second Amendment and the First Amendment and all the amendments. But let's be real, the Second Amendment protects every other amendment. And so I started building this to make sure that we as civilians had the gear that we need to have in order to uphold the Second and all other amendments. I wanted to make sure that I was setting us up for success. In addition to if crap ever went down. No, I did not forget you. I did not, Zane. I said I'm willing to build for you guys as well. My primary focus is arming and equipping citizens of America because, well, let's be real. Y'all can't carry this stuff unless you're a cop. And I don't necessarily trust that. I mean, some of them will be on our side, but some of them won't. Y'all don't get to have these over there, right? So if you don't have these, it makes it very, very difficult to defend this. It makes it very, very difficult to fight off a tyrannical government. And so, you know, while I would gotta sell to the right people. Listen, I am not, I want to sell to Americans. I don't care what side of the aisle you are on. If you believe in the Second Amendment and you believe in this country, I want to build gear for you. Because the reality is that I think the lines are going to get real blurry when it comes down to the government going tyrannical. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised to see us fighting with people who we're arguing with now. about other things. Because I think that's eventually where we're headed, unfortunately. If not in my generation, in my kids' generation, I see that being highly likely. And it's unfortunate, but I think that's the reality that we're headed towards. Part of the reason why we moved. All right, so we got our piece here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark up the front of my plate bag here, which is the bigger piece. And essentially, I'm gonna go down 4 inches here. That's the top of my No, I gotta think about it for a second. Hold, please. Originally from Wisconsin, moved to South Carolina. I'm gonna go ahead and take this apart quick, because I'm gonna have to use this as a template. I do believe it was 4 inches to the top of that strap. See, this is how cool this is, though, guys. This is the point. I know y'all aren't able to see what I'm doing here, but essentially I built a system where if I don't want to run plates, I don't got to run plates. I take my plates off and I keep everything else like it is, but I'll go ahead and take the plates off. Now I do have a pad that I would normally put on here, kind of like this. You could actually use 2 of these as well. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to see, but check that out. You buy a set of these, I'm getting naked. You buy a set of these and you could actually use these pontoons as a, nope, just kidding. You can't use these pontoons as that because it's the wrong Velcro. Hang on, I gotta find my chest rig pad. Hold, please. So I actually have a pad that's not really a pad. I've got a non-padded one here, but I make both. So if I want to run this as a chest rig, right, I can still run this as a chest rig. Go ahead and pull my straps back up over here. Yep, I'm in South Carolina, correct. I'm dropping a few things. But essentially, could go ahead and slap that on. Grab my other H harness here. Strap, pull that up and over. So this, make sure I don't catch my headphones in there. Now, I've got a regular chest rig without plates. And all I had to do was rip the plate carrier off, rip the plate bag off. And now I've got a chest rig. So if I decide I don't want plates, now I've got a chest rig that I can run around without plates on. Even though we're cheating and I got a plate on the back. But that's what this is. That's what this plate bag is. Its own thing. But now I need this to remember what my template looks like. So I'm pretty sure it's 4 inches to the top of this. I think it's about 4 inches right there, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Yep. All right. So I got 4 inches to the top. I'm gonna find center here. So I've got my marks. That's awesome. I've got a brother actually that lives up there. They live up in Charlotte right now, but they're actually moving to South Carolina. Their house is being built right now. So you're in good company. You're real close. I do love the weather here. It's absolutely stellar. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually run, I'm going to give myself a line here. That didn't get measured right. I can already tell my marks are off, aren't they? There's 4. Nope, it just kind of looks funny. Maybe it's my glasses. All right, we're gonna run this line across here, and that gives me where to start my molly webbing. So we're gonna go ahead and get that attached. Throw that up there. I'm gonna center this right here. This PALS is actually gonna get sewn on fully. It does not have the channels in it because it's every other. However, I wanted a uniform look. Where did I put my ruler? Found it. Now I gotta make sure I actually need to mark my edge. 3.5. No, 3 1/4. We're gonna go ahead and mark that edge. Give me my 3 1/4 measurement on the edge, and that's where I gotta sew it to. All right, very good. So we're gonna sew this just straight on, and that's gonna lay the foundation for getting the rest of the PALS webbing, installed. What is your preferred caliber, Midnight? Taxes and stupid tint laws? Did you see that South Carolina actually just outlawed the Carolina squat? You can no longer have the front end more than 6 inches higher than the back. All right. I'm gonna run this down the line here. I'm gonna stitch too far. All right. Go ahead and clean up my stitches, or clean up my tails here. All right, let's get in the mode here. We'll back stitch it a couple. And now we've got our first piece of webbing there. I can line up my other 2 and run all of my lines once I mark my midline above. So I've got 6. PALS webbing is spaced 1.5 inches apart. So I'm actually going to put 4.5 and 3 and 7.5 and 9. And now I've got lines on top for where I got to run my PALS, right? Always the kids that drive Tahoes and Silverados. Bro, you're not wrong. 556, 308, and 300 Win Mag. Johnny, I just got my first can. And it can handle all of those calibers. And I am so stoked about it. It's unbelievable. It changes the whole game. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this lined up. We're gonna get that centered on the plate bag. I've got it pinned now, and I'm gonna make those same marks down here for middle 4.5, 3, 7.5, and 9, which are our PALS. That's the PALS spacing in order to tuck stuff. It's literally, it's always the Tahoes. It's crazy. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna run, I usually run 4 lines. All right, and now that I got my first, I could go ahead and flip it, trim it, and we're gonna be off to the races. Back and forth at this point is fairly simple now that I've got my first line thrown. You throw that first stitch line, and then it's just... One, two, three, and 4. Yeah, I was gonna say something. Something's going on with my tension. Something happened. Let me double check something. Something happened on my machine here. I'm gonna check my bobbin. 9mm 223556 standard here too. Thinking about your bobber? Do you need more? No, my bobbin's loaded, but I'm wondering if the tension's off. Something. I got plenty of thread on it. I actually may have had too much thread on it. The other thing that might be going on, I didn't trim this little tail off of it. I'll go ahead and trim that tail off of it. And I think what I want to do, I'm going to shut off the machine here real quick and pull my knee lifter. Grab a little lube here. And I'm gonna throw, that's interesting. Throw the machine up here real quick. Shed some light on the subject. I'm gonna grab my... Did that come loose? I don't think so. Nope, that's good. And solid. I've got a little lint in there, but I mean nothing overly concerning. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna put this up. So this is the she shed. Welcome to the she shed. It is, Johnny. I'm gonna pull this off, and I'm gonna actually pull the needle plate real quick. I'll pull the needle plate real quick. That's not gonna help me. I'm just gonna do a quick touch up on the needle plate. I haven't actually cleaned it since I started sewing on this about a month ago. So I'm gonna clean under the, I'm doing a field strip and clean. You got it. Not any different. This is essentially what it is. We're gonna break it down a little bit. I spent enough time sewing on my home machine and learning how, the inner workings of how a sewing machine actually works, that it's not all that complicated. It's super ingenious. We got a little bit of, oh yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, we got a good little bit of garbage going on in here. I'm trying to take it out so y'all can see it. Maybe I'll just focus on getting it out. I don't know that you can see that, but there's a little bit of buildup in there. A little bit of buildup. It's not horrible. To be honest, I'd be kind of surprised if that was actually what was causing the problem. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of trash in there though. Yep. There's definitely, I got a bunch of lint in there and whatnot. I don't know if that's what's causing it or not. But there's definitely a fair bit in there. Is this a good opportunity to encourage y'all to go check out the shop? No, there's no broken needle. I have not actually broken a needle on this machine, thank goodness. Because the day I break a needle is gonna be like, oh my gosh, what did I do? This thing throws hard. Yeah, I got quite a bit in there, but again, I don't know if that would actually be what's causing the issue or not. I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? This is outside of the bobbin winder, this is the first kind of major. This is the first time I've actually had a problem with this machine, and I've probably got, gosh, how many hours do I have on this thing? Got a lot of hours on this thing already. What is this garbage? No. Let's skip that. I don't know what that's all about. All right. I'm gonna grab myself a. We're gonna get the needle plate back on there. I don't know, buds. I don't see anything out of alignment. I ran around the thing a couple of times. What's the issue? Yo, what's up, random? Welcome on in. Yo, Big Sly! This looks like a dad I used to know. It's a dad I used to know. Yeah, he's still a dad. He just is kind of taking a different form a little bit. So I had a little bit of it almost manifested itself as like a tension issue with the bobbin side. I don't know that you can see that. Let me turn this up again. You can't really see it, but there's definitely like something weird going on with the stitches, and it only happened in the middle. I'm gonna grab myself a scrap piece, and we're gonna thread wrapped in the hook? No, I don't think so. Or at least I don't think so. The bobbin case and the bobbin look okay. If not, albeit maybe a little wound a little bit odd. Let me finish. Let me first finish putting the needle plate on there. We'll start there. Let's zoom that back in. And then I'm gonna throw a couple. We're gonna throw a couple test stitches here and see what the heck we got going on. Midnight, welcome on in. Thank you for that follow, and welcome to the Shed. I still am not set on that name. I gotta be honest. I'm not set on that. I've had to take mine apart before and find a little bit of thread in it. I did just so I pulled the needle plate off. I cleaned up some lint that was building up. There was definitely some lint buildup in there, but I did not see any thread wrapped or wound. What machine do you have, Random? Just out of curiosity, because I kind of nerd out on. I like to nerd out on machines. I wouldn't say necessarily mechanically inclined, but fairly handy. I've definitely had to replace some parts on my home machine. I haven't had to do really anything on this yet. Let's take up our thread here real quick. Oop, I also lost my. Got a little bit of shredding here. I did notice some interesting sounds coming from the machine, and I thought maybe it was just the way that I was feathering the foot pedal, but I'm starting to think that it might not have been the foot pedal at all. Running Tech 70 T69 thread, which isn't too much. This can go up to, I think, 135. I'm definitely still pulling up bits of lint and stuff like that, but let's go ahead and there's our thread take up. That took up without much of an issue. Uh-oh. That could have something to do with it. I'm wondering if this bobbin, maybe this bobbin wound poorly. 145, Juki 1508, nice. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'm not getting the same. Oops. I wonder if that came loose. This is my tension on the bobbin. And I don't like to mess with my bobbin tension very much. I'm not getting the spin that I'd like to see. Usually it's a little usually that bobbin, I think that bobbin tension might be a little weird. Yeah, I'm messing with the bobbin tension. Yo, Zane, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for that T3 earlier, and I appreciate you hanging out, man. Seriously, you have always been a very good friend, and I figure I really hope you can get stateside at some point. If you ever make it stateside and you don't come see me, I'm gonna be pissed. If you ever make it stateside and you don't come see me, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay? You come stay with us on the homestead. This is a return, kind of, Big Sly. I wouldn't call it a return. Just to set expectations, I'm not going to set a schedule for this. I am going to fire up when I figure I got a couple hours work to do, and that's my plan as of right now. All right, let's pull that thread back up and see. All right, I'm starting to get pull again. Let's throw some test stitches here. Just I got a piece of scrap Cordura. Let's go ahead and sew this together. Let me turn my motor back on. Be helpful if the motor was on. I turned the motor off just to make sure I didn't accidentally like hit the pedal and put the needle through my finger. You know what I'm saying? Safety. I'm gonna adjust tension a little bit. It's not bad. I need to pull through a little bit more. Give it another go. That right there. I heard it do it again. It's doing some weird clicking thing. Yep. It's no way. That actually pulled the... Look at this disaster. Holy heck. Let me click that through. Yep, now I got a real mess on my hands. Oil the hook last? Less than 8 hours ago. Less than 8 hours of sewing time ago. Gosh, I just oiled it. Two days ago, I think. And I've done way less than I've maybe got an hour and a half of sewing. I like that tension's looking better, but I don't know what the heck. I don't know what in the world is going on. If the bobbin can hang from the thread but slips an inch or two when you bounce, it's slightly close enough. Man alive. You know what I need? I need a flashlight. Is what I need. Hang on. We're gonna go out of the... Yeah, top's threaded correctly. I've done a lot of... hang on a second. I've done a lot of... I built almost 2 full rigs, and I haven't unthreaded the top at all. You know what, though? We're gonna rethread it just in case. Never hurts to rethread it, right? It's a good point. I'm definitely hooked on this second tensioner. But you know what I did notice? It doesn't look like I don't think I have to go through that though. It's just that hook right there. No, I think it was threaded right. But I'm willing to redo it for sure. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, it did just start happening with this bobbin. I might swap out to a different bobbin and see if that's not part of the problem. Because I literally was flying. I made 120 inches of PALS webbing, no issues at all. Already tonight. So I to be honest, let me oil the hook though real quick, just to rule that out. We'll get some oil on that. I'm gonna drop the chest rig quick. Woo! Rethreading the top is usually my first step when I'm looking for a problem. Yeah, that's a good call out. That's a good call out for sure. No, I'm gonna swap bobbins quick. Just to rule that out. The shuttle looks fine. The other thing I wanted to check real quick. This is where I could really use a flashlight. I'm gonna take us out of the immersion here real quick, and I'm gonna turn on the overhead light just to give myself a little more light to look at. Throw us out of the experience for a minute. I've got oil, I've got plenty of oil in the reservoir. The hook is definitely oiled. And I caught the top thread there. So that was fine. It feels sluggish when I spin it like that though. No, I don't want to turn filter keys on. Oh, good Lord. I set my thing on the keyboard. Now I wonder if it feels kind of weird because I don't have tension on the It doesn't look like anything with the hook assembly. Belt tension looks fine. It might have just had a tight spot because I was tilting it and the belt wasn't fully tightened. It might have felt funny because of that. I'm gonna unthread it and just run it real quick. I don't know, dudes. I mean, that's running without the shuttle in place. No problem. Let me real quick. I'm gonna take this bobbin out. I'm gonna put an empty bobbin in the shuttle. I'm gonna take an empty bobbin, put it in the shuttle, and run that. Slow at first to see if we have any clicking or something weird. Where's the money, Lebowski? What's up, Dean? How you doing, bud? All right. There's a clicking. There's a clicking. So it's very light. No broken needles recently, no. I haven't had a single broken needle actually on this machine. And I've probably got 10 to 15 hours on it. So time. Which I know isn't a ton, but I just got it a month ago. So it's a new-ish machine to me. I can't tell if it's clicking on the hook. Tink, tink, tink.
So what can I say to get to you? Doing all I can, but I can't break through. Losing my mind, trying to get your attention, yeah. Percussion, I heard it from a mile away. Your heartbeat, I'm pushing all the red to your face. It feels like we're floating, but we just caught up in the moment. Say that we're gonna run away.
What do you mean by put my finger on the bobbin case? and wrote like in the machine and put it like on the side of it. Whoops. Give me a second, real quick. I've got a piece of lint stuck in there. Well, that's interesting. So inside this bobbin case, yeah, don't run the end of the needle into my finger. Inside this bobbin case, there's some spring steel here. And here. You kind of see it flexing in there. I think that's supposed to hold tension on the bobbin itself, but I am not 100% that that's supposed to be like that. I don't know which way the bobbin spins though. If it spins this way, it won't be a problem. If it spins this way, it's going to be a problem. The funny thing is, you're going to laugh at me. I don't actually have... I do have a manual for the machine. Yep. You're going to laugh, but I don't have regular dental floss. However, I do have plenty of extra thread. Kind of a bummer, guys. I don't know if that's enough lint to make a difference, but there was definitely some garbage on there. That's really random. Like I said, the last 10 or 15 hours I've had on this machine has been flawless. This is the first time I've really had an issue with it at all. Which is interesting. All right, let me take a gander here. If you remove the spring and clean under it, make sure not to lose the... Yeah, no doubt. I'm using Tech 70, T69, mil spec thread. Click, 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 click. Something's touching something. Oddly. That's the spot right there. Nylon. Bonded nylon. Specifically. right there. And of course I can't take out the... Okay, so that's the spot where it's clicking. Hold please. There is definitely the odd thing is that the hook interesting. Yeah, but that point, that doesn't move. It's like it's... The clicking looks like it's slightly... It's actually what holds the bobbin. But I don't think that's supposed to be tight. I don't remember ever noticing the clicking though. Basically what the bobbin case goes into, I had thread under my hook once and I had to remove it from the race to clear it out. So there's the thing that actually holds the bobbin case in there is what's clicking. I can see where it's actually held in place. I don't think that came loose. I mean, that piece is rock solid and doesn't move. So when I did buy this used, right? When I bought this, it had a decent amount of lint on it already. So some of this is just coming from, that was a lot of lint, is coming from the machine itself. The other thing is that this particular machine has a oops. The way that it is lubricated, there's a lot of like cotton on the inside of it. That's how it stays lubricated. Yeah, the lint is from whatever they were sewing before, I'm fairly confident. I don't think it's actually coming from the inside of the machine, but it does kind of look like a little bit like the cotton. Yeah, the wicks is what it kind of looks like, but I don't see how that could be. It's like a lot of this stuff. Well, you can't see that, but it's kind of that type of stuff. Well, and I looked in that hook. I short of taking the whole thing apart, possibly. The other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually just swap the needle out, just as a best practice to make sure, and I rule the needle out as well. Make sure the needle doesn't have, it doesn't look like it has a slight bend in it or anything like that, but that doesn't mean it doesn't. So I'm gonna actually change the needle out and give myself a fresh needle there. Make sure that that's not a thing. Because it's not going to hurt to have a fresh needle. Especially after, I know that there are sew shops that will change the needle every 8 hours. And I've definitely put more than 8 hours here. So might be worth putting a new needle in there anyway. Come on. All right, make sure I got the scarf the right way. All right. New needle is in. Eight hours for an embroidery. I still hear the click. I'm gonna just hold that. Yeah, there's definitely a... I don't like having my finger in there. I mean, there's some clicking, but it's definitely not as bad with the new needle. Let's put an empty bobbin in there. I never noticed the clicking before. That's what's bothering me, I think, more than anything. Is that I've never noticed the clicking before. That doesn't mean that it wasn't there. Mind you. That doesn't mean that it wasn't there. It's just I never noticed it before. All right. Let's rethread. Don't out. Very weird. And the funny thing is that I've already thrown a fair bit of lines tonight, and I didn't have any issues until just now. Doesn't have a problem pulling the thread up. Tension seems fine on the bobbin. Click will go away and you put your earbuds back in, right? that's kind of what I'm thinking is, yeah, that would be wonderful. Totally go away. All right, let's try again. Now there's definitely a. Oh no. That's. Hyacinth. Oh, that's just the tail. Ha! Just kidding. Okay, I was really confused there for a minute. You know what? Maybe that click was always there. Take the tension back off a little bit. I think I over tensioned a little bit. And let's just thread. Yeah, I did. I forgot to grab the tails. That was my fault. I normally grab the tails. I'm flustered, man. I'm flustered. Maybe I just needed a new needle. Let me clean up some of this. Get this out of the way. I don't know, maybe I was due for a new needle. I don't know, it's weird. Let's take a, try a little thicker, double it up. No problem. You're due for something new, sir. Where have you been? I can't yell. I've got children who are sleeping right now at 11:30 at night. Thicker is always better. What's up, brother? It's good to see you, man. I miss you. I'm glad you could make it. Welcome back. I'm mega. So you just missed all the shenaniganery. I'm trying to figure out why this thing was like flipping out. It really. I'm gonna throw another stitch line in this just to make sure. I've got 4 stitch lines in this thing, but you know, I like to make sure that it's a good quality product. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna burn it with fire, because who doesn't like to burn it with fire? I was just gonna call your phone and be like, "What you doing?" You should have. We're gonna I'm gonna take some of these loose threads out, make sure that we're good to go there, and then I'm gonna throw another stitch line or 2. First, I'm gonna put, I don't know, that was flawless right there. flawless like Callistia's beard. Flawless like Callistia's beard. That through no problem. Stitches look good. It was supposed to go behind me like that. But anyway, I don't know, you got me. Tension's fine. Maybe it was just the needle. Let's pull this back off quick. Get our we'll get that back on there. And we'll go back to it, shall we? With Salito and BC, then saw your notification in Discord. Well, you better be paying attention to those Discord notifications, because this is going to happen more often. This will not be the last time. So I expect us to hang out again. Random, welcome on in. Thank you for that follow. Welcome to the So Shop. Or did we call it the So Cave? Was it the So Shop or the So Shed? The So Shed, the So Shop, or the I don't know. I still don't know what to call this place yet. I didn't hear it because I have yours muted since you never post in there anymore. You are full of crap, sir. I have been you better unmute that crap. You better unmute that stat. Because I, sir, have been posting in there fairly regularly. Now, granted, I was on Christmas break. I was on Christmas break. Thank you very much. The last week and a half, so I didn't post a ton in there, but that's not the point. I've been posting. Sing Dad Sing, that's not a thing here. So I can't do some of the things I used to do because my children are sleeping right through that door over there. So not an option. All right, here we go, guys. Let's get back into this because honestly, I'm a little flabbergasted. We're gonna go ahead and throw another stitch here. I'm gonna throw another 2 just for good measure. The heck did I just catch? Really, guy? Oh my good lord. It's all falling apart, y'all. It's all falling apart. I don't know how I managed to catch that. But anyway, for those of you who might be just tuning in, welcome to the Sew Shed Shop place thing that we do sewing in. My name's Bob, and I sew tactical gear. I am sewing a plate bag. I am currently sewing this. I'll show you in a second. All right, that line went much better than the first time, so that's good. We are taking this right here. I don't know if you can see that. We'll do this. I'm taking this, and I'm turning it into that. Bob, I refuse. Dad or bust. Plate bag. Goes right here on your chest. Integrates with the Sol rig, which is Rick Tactical's flagship offering to the market, to the civilian tactical market. And so I am building a couple of them for my brother, my 2 brothers, my brother-in-laws. And so, all right, let's get this lined up. That's what we were working on until my machine just decided to start doing really random things. I was not happy about that. So I had to turn on the light and take everyone out of the mood, and it was awful. But it does appear it does appear that we're back. I hope. I'm starting to think that this thing might have clicked the whole time, always. I don't know, it was just acting very strange. But anyway, I'm probably going overkill by running 4 lines. I could probably get away with 3, but, and especially because this is not going to hold anything that's going to be very heavy. Most that this is probably going to hold is going to be an admin pouch or a phone case of some sort, a phone holder of some sort. So I could probably get away with running 3 lines instead of 4, but I just... Any of y'all who have known me for any length of time, these hold 10 by 12s. These hold 10 by 12 plates. And actually, the ones that I am building right now, probably, I don't have a lot of body armor laying around to mess around with understanding sizes yet. I could probably hold a small 11 by 13. Tech 70 nylon will fold around 11 pounds per stitch, I think. Tactical snack pouch. I can make that. I happen to be using mine for medical right now. But here, I'll give... So there's some folks who haven't seen it yet, so I'll give you guys the lay of the land here real quick. I'm not getting nothing done tonight. Overkills generally, especially in a tactical sense, like making sure that... I don't even know that I want to use the word tactical gear, but that's what it is. So it is what it is. But, I want to make sure that it's good to go. What snacks we putting in there? Goldfish? Gummy worms. Gummy worms. And Snickers bars. Gummy worms and Snickers bars. That's where my head's at anyway. I would like gummy worms and Snickers bars in mine. Crap, I need to stop hitting the keyboard. And the mouse. Because... it's gonna do bad things eventually. Not Snickers, that's melty. I mean, that's a good point, but I like Snickers, and it's got protein. So, this is the Rick Tactical Sol Placard. It is adaptable, scalable, adaptable utility loadout. Scalable, adaptable, utility loadout is what Saul stands for. Also known as Saul from the Bible, who was able to change his ways, and hence the Saul rig, because I can go from a very low profile chest rig to a full-on, fully scaled out plate carrier combat loadout. So, I've got my interface back here. I'm gonna go ahead and move this in a little bit because it was out a little bit too far last time. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and move this back, and we're gonna go to this one so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I hope. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. So I've got my Saul placard here, and I've got my plate bag, right? Let's go ahead and turn the light up. Got my plate bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and center that right here on my placard. And now we're good to go there. Let's go ahead and take my H-harness straps and we'll click those in place. We'll take our plate bag straps and run those to secure the plate bag in place. And where did I put the pontoons? We'll put our put our pads in place on the back of the plate bag. And then we're ready to don it. Straight up over the head. This is my snack bag slash snack pouch, right? This is not something that I have for sale, but I've got med in it right now. Oh no, you lost your pantaloons. I lost my pontoons that are supposed to pad back here. And then we go ahead and pull our cummerbund around. Go ahead and load our 6th mag up here. And we're now fully configured in a plate carrier. Need more mags? You said I need more mags? Oh, please. More mags. Is 10 enough? 10 plus 1 in the gun? And then if I have to, I can put my belt on that's got more mags. But are we good? I know how terrible a shot. You've never shot with me. You're full of crap. Hold, please. So, full on 10 mags. Got my binos. If I'm doing, you know, that recce thing, I've seen you play Destiny. I got my binos, comms, plus comm routing, antenna, back plate. I mean, you're not wrong though. I was a pretty terrible shot. Comms routing, shoulder pads. I don't know what's sticking out there. I got a piece of grass stuck there. I did go out and touch grass the other day. So, welcome to the SAL. The SAL, Scalable Adaptable Utility Loadout. Grass is yucky. And I still have room for some stuff if I wanted to. But this is how I run my kit. If you think it looks super awesome and it might be something that you guys are interested in, exclamation point shop in the chat. I do make these. And I'm willing to make them for you too. Shameless plug. So that's what I'm making here is I'm making this plate bag. And I wanted to design something. I wanted to design something that if you're just in the market for a chest rig, you can buy this as just a chest rig. If you're in the market for something more, you can buy something more. I wanted to be able to take this from, I can wear this under a sweatshirt and no one knows I have it on, to everyone knows what I'm wearing and there's no mistaking what it's for. So that was the ethos behind building this, is I wanted to make sure that any civilian that wanted to be ready to go can be ready to go in whatever way they wanted to be ready to go in. So, on to plate bags. I think I've got one stitch line in there, so let's go ahead and finish running those. Yeah, this, really? Typical. My wife says, hellos, hellos. Miss Callistia. How are you? It's good to see you. Welcome to the not dad cave. So we're running 4 lines in this. Probably overkill, but you know, it is what it is. I definitely have a lot to learn when it comes to efficiency in building all this stuff, but I am learning as I continue to build and as I continue to develop different products and all that kind of stuff, so it's kind of cool, to be honest. Let's line that up right. All right. I never in a million years did I think I would be doing this. Saw rig come with the plate bags, something extra. So the saw rig is just the base chest rig. You're gonna get, you will get a flat pad with it for underneath, but the Alpha Mike plate bags, I think I have them priced right now. I still have to work on my shop. The Shopify version that I have right now does not allow me to do add-ons very well. I do want to at some point offer the plate bags discounted if you buy a saw rig with the plate bags all together. It's just not something I can offer at the moment, just because I wanted to build out the business a little bit first before I invest in a full Shopify store plan. Which I know isn't your problem, but from a pricing standpoint, I looked at it this way. If you buy an Agilite K19 or similar, you're paying $300 for just the plate carrier, right? Then you have to add mag pouches. You have to add cummerbund pouches. Most of those cummerbunds don't come with any of that stuff. And on top of it, so you're adding to the cost right there. And then on top of it, you're also paying for not being able to run a chest rig, right? So that's always what I found the drawback to be, was I could invest in a full chest rig, and then I'd have to either buy a slick plate carrier, or I have to build out a whole plate carrier, and I have to choose between the two. Might not be a problem for most people, but it wasn't something that I saw done in the market. And I was like, you know what, civilians, if they're anything like I am, most likely start with a chest rig, and then later on they're like, I kind of want body armor, and then they have to go down the route because they already paid for the chest rig, and they have to buy a whole plate carrier, which if you buy a Faro Concept Slickster or T-Rex Arms AC 1.5, you're paying $160 to $200 for just the slick plate carrier, and then however much you've already invested in the chest rig. And it kind of comes out in the, from a cost perspective, it kind of comes out even. From a usability standpoint, you're now having to choose between a plate carrier and a chest rig. And if you decide to run a chest rig over a slick plate carrier, you're dealing with 2 sets of shoulder straps. You're dealing with a cummerbund and a set of shoulder straps that are coming under your armpits and stuff like that. And there's a lot of extra that you have to deal with. Extra weight, extra fabric, that idea never sat well with me. So that's why I designed this the way that I did, because I wanted to eliminate having to choose between the two, and I wanted to eliminate if you choose both, I wanted to eliminate a lot of that bulk and garbage that you end up dealing with if you're running both. And I name those companies not because they make great products, right? Those aren't disses on those companies, but they serve a specific purpose in a specific market. And I don't operate there right now. Not right now, anyway. So, food for thought as you're evaluating options. I wanted to provide something that has the flexibility to go from the most minimal to the highest in one suite of products, if you will. And there's always that chance that what I've developed, I developed for a problem that doesn't exist, right? There's always that chance. All right, our Velcro goes 8 inches down. Callisti, if you're still here, I appreciate you, bud. We need to chat. You should call me, or I'll call you. One of the two. But we should talk soon. All right, on to the Velcro. We'll go ahead and get that placed. You know what I'm saying, Midnight? Am I totally off my rocker with that thought process? I might be. And you're welcome to tell me that I'm totally off my rocker with that thought process, but that was kind of the, like I said, that was kind of the ethos. That was the ethos behind developing the way that I put things together. I really don't like my keyboard over here. I'm gonna get rid of that. We're just gonna kind of stick that over there, and haven't taken the leap to do it yet. I think one of the things that for me, I really wanted to, the barrier to entry for sewing wasn't huge. Make sure I'm lined up here. I'm gonna hold tension on this just to make sure. I did a little bit of Kydex back in the day when I first started carrying. I kind of did a little bit of Kydex work, but I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't follow up with it. It didn't grab me the way that sewing has grabbed me. But if it's something that you're passionate about, go for it. All right. I do have to say that one of the things that I find myself challenged with is that there's a lot of there's a lot of competition in this space. And I do wonder to myself sometimes if I've got a shot at making an impact. But I've completely left it in the Lord's hands at this point. He's either going to make this thing blow up, or it's not going to go anywhere, and I'm going to have learned skills that I can use to take care of my family, right? Whether this is successful or not doesn't really matter. Because the skills that I've learned, can apply to a lot of things outside of the tactical world. All right. There we go. It's starting to look like something here. Only took me far too long to get there, but hey, we're gonna get there, right? Sometimes that's what it comes down to. Random, did I see that you collect vintage sewing machines? What else do I need? I need this. Gotta have it. Hold, please. So the problem is I haven't made enough of these yet to have it all completely memorized. But we're gonna pull the plate out here. We're gonna pull the plate out, so we got a template. And I think I had this 1.5 inches. Yep, 1.5 inches down from that. So we'll go ahead and make our marks, get it centered. Random, what's your favorite machine you've got? What's the favorite machine you've collected? And how in the world did you get into collecting vintage sewing machines? Because that's like, I mean, I suppose like anything else, there must be a there must be a reason for the collection. All right. We've got her centered, and we're gonna go ahead and throw this down. Maybe a Durkop 17. I am not familiar with that. What makes the Durkop special? I'm not sure that I'm even saying that right, to be honest with you. I just like it. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just have a thing. And if that thing makes you happy, more power to you. Give our back stitch there. All right. That's the front of our front plate bag. Wanted a Singer 29K, which is more common. Lucked out, found a complete dirt cop in a storage unit. That's crazy. All right. Very cool. So there's the front of our front plate bag. It won't get edged until the very end, and don't mind this edging. This was not what I intended to do from an edging standpoint. So it kind of looks like garbage, but this is going to end up being my own personal plate bag, so I don't care what it looks like, and this is hidden inside anyway, so all right. Let's go ahead and bring the plate out and flip this bad boy inside out so I can remember what I did here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I had a half inch hem here. But I think I want to do that better. I'm going to actually roll that hem. I want to roll that hem twice. I'm not actually familiar with the 29K either. What kind of machine is that? That's gonna get edged. I think that should take me to 12. A boot patcher. Do you do... That is something that's so foreign to me, but the idea of being able to work on boots, can you also do like soles on that and stuff? So embroidered patches, occasionally fixed bags. Okay, all right. A lot of those older machines, from what I've seen online, a lot of those older machines just have so much utility, it's unreal. This is a pain in the butt. I need to change the dimensions on this. This double rolled hem is not fun. I should have, it's too late now, but I definitely should have cut these plate bags about an inch longer so I could double hem it. It's not horrible to single hem it. I just need to run a second stitch line, and then there's a raw edge that eventually will come out. That can sew on boot soles. I want to try to sew holsters with it. Heck yeah. I went down the rabbit hole for a while before I settled on the 1541. And the only reason, and I say settled on the 1541, the reality is that finding a really solid triple feed machine that, finding a really solid triple feed machine for, you know, less than $1,500 is really hard. And I had a budget in mind when I started looking at industrials, and so I was lucky to I found a local guy actually. I found a local guy who had this machine for a pretty decent price used. You were looking for a 1541, you found your 1508. Heck yeah. This is a dream machine, man. Even though it's used, it runs. And like the amount of stuff that I can do with it is, I'm very happy with the amount of stuff I can do with it. I mean, I was sewing, so one of the things that I wanted to eventually do, and I don't know that I'll ever sell it, but I did want to be able to do belts. And so when I put this together, don't mind the actual sewing on this, but the idea of being able to do a Cordura wrapped belt, and be able to get through the thicknesses of the assembly, you can't do it on a home sewing machine. I mean, this is double thick scuba webbing plus 2 layers of Cordura plus a layer of Velcro, and if I wanted to, I could put actual moly on the outside too, and this machine would eat it, no problem. That's what I was really looking for. Is I needed a machine that could pound through whatever assemblies I wanted. A nylon semi tie down strap on your 15, heck yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Like, but finding a machine that can do that isn't easy for what I would consider a reasonable price. You know, a lot of people, I mean, people have different budgets, right? But my budget was not for an industrial machine, a good used industrial machine. I mean, I wanted to be able to do it for under 1,500, and I managed to find it. So I was pretty stoked about that. All right. We've got our 8-inch and our 2 8-inch pieces that go on the outside. Let's get this centered. Be up high enough though. 6 inches, and then we've got 4 for the edge. So 2 is our edge. If I recall correctly, I went right down to the bottom. Yep, very good. Trying to keep track of it all, man. It's not that the assembly's super complicated or anything like that, but there are enough parts in it that you forget one thing, sew one thing, and then you're tearing the darn thing apart again. And my Landis will probably sew over 1 inch of leather. Wow. That is a lot of bulk. I think the thickest thing I'm sewing right now is probably the shoulder pads, just because of the foam in the assembly. The foam in the assembly of the shoulder pads is fairly thick. It's I've got a half inch excuse me, closed cell foam, plus a 3mm spacer mesh on top of the Cordura, and the Velcro to hold it in place. It's a pretty thick. I'll have to pull those shoulder pads off and show you guys. It's a pretty thick assembly. Uh-oh. I heard it do the thing again. That's going to be a problem. That is going to be a problem. All right. I really hope this thing doesn't start acting up again. Please don't start acting up again. You're going to make me sad. All right. So last little bit for the front bag. It'll run a row of 600. Holy heck. That's actually nuts. 600 text thread? That's like rope. That's like rope. That's no joke. Holy crap, it's midnight already, guys. We've been live for 3 hours and I didn't even notice. Wowza. That's an impressive thickness, honestly. All right, folks. I'm gonna finish this up. Unfortunately, we didn't even get one done with the derailment of the machine. You know what? I think it was 2 inches from the outside. Yeah. Which ironically lines me up. I think I centered it on the six. So we go 2 off the edge and 2 in. Two in here. We'll make my marks. We'll set my piece. And because I've got it lined up with this, it's midnight and I'm still here, but midnight's in your name. But midnight's in your name. Isn't it like a given that you're here at midnight? Bad dad jokes. I am a father. All right. We're gonna run these down. I want to at least say I finished a plate bag. I have found that I really struggle with engaging and interacting and getting stuff done at the same time. I'm really bad at it. My multitasking, the older I get, the worse I get at multitasking, and I was never good at it to begin with, so there's that. Let's get our back tag, and away we go. My wife always hammers me on my inability to multitask. It's kind of funny. It's rough. I'm old now. Hey, I hear you. I turned 41 this last year. I feel this in my soul. But I'm still out here grinding, taking care of my family, and trying to do my part to bring glory to his kingdom while I'm here, as well as serve my family and my friends and anyone else who needs it. And that's really where the focus has been, especially over the last year and a half, has been to serve and protect and provide, right? I'll be 40 this year. Congratulations. I feel like once you hit 40, everything becomes harder. And I don't know why. It all becomes so hard. It's like I try to not give the number power, but at the same time I'm like, man alive. Why do all the joints creak? I can't sit on the floor for as long and play with the kids for as long. And that's even with trying to eat healthy, and I don't do a very good job of exercising, but I have a homestead, so that kind of keeps me in shape. All right. Hey y'all, look at this. We're starting to get something that looks like a plate bag together. Now what I want to make sure is I don't take this and sew through it. So I tuck these up in my little molly area here, so that way they're tucked away safe and I don't have to worry about getting those caught up in the when I sew the actual bag together. They kind of stay out of the way. So basically at this point, we sew this inside out. So I put the faces together, and then I take the shorter part of the bag. I make sure the top is aligned, and I sew these off square, and then I sew in the diagonal after the fact. It does make it fairly easy to align though, because the Velcro actually aligns on the bottom for the most part. All right. And the alignment is 90% of sewing these things together. Now what I do, I actually quintuple stitch this. I put 5 lines in this part of the plate bag right here. And the reason for that is that this is one of the highest stress points of the bag. This is where if anyone was going to rip this bag open, it's going to be right here where the plate goes in. They're gonna open this up, trying to stick that plate in there, and they're gonna really give it a good tug. So I put 5 lines of stitching in there to make sure that ain't nobody out here ripping their plate bag open, trying to stick their plates in there. I dare the Hulk to try. All right. All right, very good. Coming together very nicely. Throw this last side. All right, there we go. I'm sure someone can manage to rip it. Listen, the only way you're ripping this is taking a knife to it. I hope. Let's be real. The first person who comes back to me with a warranty claim and says they ripped this bag, I'm gonna be shocked. And then I'm gonna ask them one of two questions. Did you take a knife to the stitching? Or did you get shot in it? And if you got shot in it and you're still breathing, the Lord's not done with you yet. All right. I think that's it. I'm going to sew off these corners so that they've got the nice diagonal in them. And then it's a matter of cutting the corner off, and we're ready to rock and roll. And we've got a front plate bag at that point. And this should fit both it will fit both swimmer's cut and sappy plates. And it should fit, well, this is a 10, the plate I have here is a 10 by 12. Challenge accepted. Listen, man, you want to buy a plate bag and try to rip it apart? I'm all in. I want to see it. All right. Let's throw our final lines. And then what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to run the edge one more time, just to get a second set of stitches all the way around the bag. And make sure that we're good and locked in. Because the last thing you want is for your plate bag to be coming apart at the seams because someone didn't decide to throw a second set of stitches there. And I'll tell you what, if you do manage to rip that thing open, I'm gonna make it 7 or 9 even. We'll see. All right, there we go. Handmade in the US of A, right here in South Carolina. Last little bit is to throw edging. I gotta throw edge tape on here. And I need to cut this. I gotta cut this panel at a diagonal as well, which I think I ended up going a 1/2 inch. Where'd my pencil go? 1/2 inch to the outside because the edge tape that I use is 1 inch edge tape. So a 1/2 inch to the outside. That was weird. Phone beeped at me. We bring out the Chonky boys in the Palmetto State. Made in the Palmetto State. Normally I'd take these over to the rotary wheel and I'd cut it on the rotary wheel, but I didn't want to leave y'all. Didn't want to leave y'all hanging. All right. Let's get our binder. This attachment has been a lifesaver for running edging. It's awesome. All right. Where? It snuck through. It snuck through again. All right. We'll go ahead and tighten that down. Grab up our edging, which I've got hung on a roll. Down there. And then we go ahead. I like to start up about here. Where'd my little screwdriver go? Make sure I got plenty of the bag pushed in there out to the edge so that I've got a full amount of fabric in there. Grab a stitch backwards. And then I'm just going to take this a few stitches at a time while I'm basically shoving the fabric in there to make sure that there isn't any gaps in the binding. And we take this one real slow. No need to rush it. Especially as we come around this corner. This thing likes to kind of get a little squirrely, if you will. So I take it one stitch at a time as I come around that corner. Make sure that I keep that fabric into the edge. And then as we straighten it out, keep it shoved in there. All right. That's that line. Go ahead and cut that off. Pull our binding back. Do the other side. And it doesn't really matter where I start at this point, because this is up inside the bag. Most people aren't going to flip their bag inside out unless they're like me and they want to know how it's made. Then all of a sudden you're flipping everything inside out. The amount of articles of clothing that I flipped inside out to see how they're made is unreal at this point. It's kind of funny because my wife definitely looks at me funny and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What? I want to see how it's made." Shirts, jackets, bags, doesn't matter. I like to see all of it. It's like that TV show. Y'all remember that TV show, the How It's Made TV show? Thing is being dumb. All right. Now we're on that corner with the turn. We're gonna take it nice and slow. Just a few stitches at a time so we can get it back on the flat. Because, you know, even though this isn't for a paid customer, I still like to make it look good. You know what I'm saying? Still take pride in your work. Even though pride comes before the fall. Yes, I know, Lord. Forgive me of my pride. However, you blessed me with some sort of semblance of skills. And I want to do my absolute best to make sure my peeps are taken care of. Right? Alright. Finishing it up here. Running our last set of... Come on. Trying not to get my screwdriver caught in the mix of all this. All right, very good. Thanks for sticking around with me, y'all. Appreciate it. We're right there. We'll just trim some of this stuff up, clean up some of these tails, light a few things on fire, run a couple final stitch throws. And then we're gonna be all hunky-dory set to go. So I'm gonna run a second line around the edge of the bag after I clean up our tails and burn the edges here to make sure that those are sealed up real nice. Yes, we do light things on fire here in the shop. And I know that might be a sensitive subject given what's going on in the world today, but fire is a part of life. You burn those edges. You listen here, Big Mama. I'm gonna burn those edges, and there's nothing anyone can do about it besides watch me burn them. Can't believe I'm still awake, to be honest with you. All right. It's a late night for me. I'm normally sleeping 2 hours ago at this point. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 2 hours ago. Holy heck. Staying up. The things I do. All right. Let's go ahead and run our second line. I just realized running lines isn't exactly the maybe the most appropriate, but anyway, not those kind of lines, these kind of lines. Let's go ahead and finish this up here. This ain't that kind of place. I did not invite I didn't invite any members of the Biden family over. Listen here, Linda. All right. There we go. We're all wrapped. We'll burn a bruh. Listen, bruh. Go ahead and seal up those edges. Where did my other pair of scissors go? Speaking of bruh, where did I put them? They're right in front of my face. You know it's getting late when I can't find my scissors. That's one thing I never appreciated a good pair of scissors before this. It's okay, it would just be pardoned. Ain't that the truth? My gosh. Any one of us get caught doing what he's doing and we're away for life. Just a different standard, isn't it? All right. Y'all want to see the final product? I'm gonna go take off these corners, and then we're gonna show you guys the final product. Whoops! What'd I press? All right, there we go. That'd be her. Go ahead and pull up the this is it. So inside, go ahead and flip that right side out. Try not to drop it on the floor. There it is. Plate bag. Front plate bag complete. Make sure we can fit our plate in there. Although this isn't the plate that technically is going to go in here. Got a different plate that I sized this for. That'll be slightly smaller actually. But just for the sake of posterity, we'll go ahead and throw it in there. And if it can fit this plate, it'll fit the other one. Is kind of what my thought process was on that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there she be. Beautiful. The only thing I have left, I gotta put my Velcro. I gotta put my Velcro on here. I need to put, what was it? 4 inches, I think. I had 2 4-inch pieces of Velcro that got to go on these straps. Then those straps will wrap around and Velcro to that back Velcro, but good enough for the evening. All right, y'all. I appreciate you hanging out, spending time this late here in the shop. I don't know when I'll be live next. We are likely going to lose power tomorrow and the next day because we're getting 2 to 4 inches of snow. Yahoo! Snow here in the upstate of South Carolina. But we've got all of our preparations taken care of, so I'm not overly concerned about it. I'm not looking forward to it. So maybe this time again next Thursday or Tuesday. It'll kind of depend. You're 2 to 4 or a woman's 2 to 4? The meteorologist 2 to 4. Which, let's be real, those guys are full of crap anyway, so it is now saying, so my weather app is now calling for 5 to 6 over the next 24 hours. I got nothing, man. We could get rain for all I know. At this point, who knows? But we're prepared for it. We're gonna hunker down, and if the power goes out, we got a space heater and a generator and plenty of blankets. I'll send you pictures. You let me know what's coming. Which is funny because my brother, like I said, my brother-in-law lives up in Charlotte, so. Well, he's staying in Charlotte while he's waiting for his house in Rock Hill to be built. But yeah, so let me know what's coming. If you haven't joined Discord yet, discord.gg/dad. If you haven't checked out the shop yet, ricktacticalgear.com is the place where you can order all these products. And I am Rick Tactical Gear everywhere. So if you want to follow Bob and his sewing and other exploits, Instagram, Twitter, here on Twitch, where else do I do things? YouTube. That's about it. So appreciate you all spending the time and hanging out for the nearly 4-hour stream that we just did. Had no idea it was almost 1 o'clock, but we're gonna go get some sleep, and then I'm gonna get up in the morning and work. Because work. But this was fun and I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did too. If you did, follow. If you're feeling frisky, subscribe. Otherwise, we'll see you back here next time we start sewing. Appreciate y'all. Have a great evening, or morning, depending on where you're at in the world. Or I suppose afternoon as well. Could be any of those places. But have yourselves a blessed night. Stay safe, serve, protect, provide for your family and others. And God bless. We'll see you next time. If I can find my mouse to end the stream, then we'll do that. It's fine. I got it. All set. Be blessed.